there. Give it a few seconds to populate across.
As
Really,
always.
yeah. It's such a blast to be part of the Gamers Week podcast. But just then the fact that they actually had a live audience on Twitch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was like a good 30 people that they had.
Holy, okay.
Yeah, so some comments like streamed in, they're able to like go back and forth. It was kind of neat, but there's kind of intimidation with it, where it's like, oh my, there's actual people here. We're not just like talking and recording.
Wait a minute, I have to be on my best behavior. Hold on.
I gotta sharpen up these jokes. All right. Yeah, posting it out. Yeah, I gotta see. It's one of those to-dos this year. See if I can get better at X and Blue Sky and everything else in between. Do some more posting. See if we can get some like the smaller clips on YouTube as well. But we'll see.
Only two dads.
The entire purpose of the show is how little time we have, frankly.
Right? So
the amount that you're being I won't change the docket this time, but next time I wouldn't mind hearing about your new chauffeur life. Because we've missed a few recordings because like, oh, I'm being a chauffeur again.
Yeah. Uber driver. So I don't get tips though.
Less tips, I was gonna say.
I do not. And I make pit stops for every single kid. But yes, we can talk about that in another show. So
we'll get that one on the docket. All right, let's get to recording though, because we are live. Gaming in Class, a classic gaming sin, revisiting some retros to shore up a win. Valheim is great, but even better together, and we'll walk through the setup when overseas for nice weather. Welcome to New Dad Gaming. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Man, I'd missed some weeks with the poems for the last couple since we got back in the new year, and I made it up with that weather.
Came back and like didn't miss a beat. Look at that.
Oh, I was pretty pleased with that one. Better together, going for better weather. My word.
Perfect.
Good to see you, co-host with the mostest. How have you been?
I think we're hanging in there. I think that's the same for you too. Like status update, life check. I think we check in with each other along the week, like what's going on, surviving.
Yeah, been a few drop shows, unfortunately, in the start of the year, but I think now we have a bit of a groove. I don't know if it's just like generally January is a bit of a cluster because it's post-Christmas, everything to do with that, kids getting back to school.
Right.
And just the dreariest of weather for most folks, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what is in between, but I'm not sure if all of their gaming dads listening had that same type of feeling. But February turning things around, all gaming dads putting together their really sharp Valentine's plans. I'm sure, right?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who's to say? Surprise!
It's a surprise every year. But everybody, as always, thank you so much for reaching out during the week. Like speaking to fellow gaming dads is one of the best parts of the show by far. Go ahead and find us at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Reach in with questions, thoughts, stories, or just a hello if you want to go offline. Happy to do so. Otherwise, if you are just checking in, find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you get your podcast. Give us a subscription, a rating, and a like. So as I just sort of mentioned a few times in the show, is myself and our family, we are overseas for the winter. Right. We decided to, we looked at our kids. It was something that we did when they were younger. So, long-time listeners don't remember that we were doing like a 6 month type of thing, classic Canadian snowbird type of affair down to Colombia, where my wife's Colombian, and easy to do with kids, like infants, right? Babies, you just throw babies around. It's not a problem.
Sounds about right. Undercarriage luggage, you just fly them in there.
You don't have to pay for their flights. They just would sit in your lap. Like it was super simple. They eventually got kind of older, and it's like, okay, well, we got to settle down a little bit. It's a little bit harder to do. Now having reached the age of 6 and 8, we sort of took stock of it, where it's like, it's certainly harder to do the overseas type of trip, but it's going to be it's nigh impossible when they're in high school. Because Because at that point, like they really got to buckle down and like we got to like get into a rhythm, right? So it's like this is if we're ever going to do it again, this is it.
Right. Okay.
And that's kind of where the impetus for this current trip went. So we're thankfully settled. We're down in Colombia. We're really excited to be here. It's been fantastic. They're settling in. And if anything, the thing I did want to talk about though was sort of the gaming setup
Yes.
for myself and my kids, because you got to be prudent about what you pack, right? Like I remember for my youngest who was saving up and thinking about buying a PS5. It's like I was looking at the size of that console, and it's like, how about keep your powder dry?
Yeah.
Don't buy that one yet, because if you do, I don't think we could take it. That thing is big.
You
Right.
telling me that you wouldn't swap like Indiana Jones style, like you have the baby on your lap, instead of that, it's the PS5, right? Like it's just replacing. Like
Well, we had the good thing is because of their age, though, so we did have to pay for their seats, but they did have backpacks,
oh
right?
yeah,
Personal items, so you can kind of slot it in. But the PS5 again was just a bit too big.
it's a
Now,
monster.
Xbox Series S, that is a beautifully compact console that traveled very well, and that was one of the main things that we brought. So that's like that was on the shit. So that's a board that came with us.
Nice.
The Nintendo Switch built
Perfect.
built for this, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Nintendo is like watching me as I board the plane. It's like, yes, this
Commercial. There we
this
go.
is why we do too. This is why we did it. So those are the main ones. I brought my retro console, so my little retro SP, little emulator device. Absolutely loving it, like really kind of getting into it. A few of these kind of hit onto other things we'll talk about on the show. But a portable retro device that does some emulation, like chef's kiss. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because if you have like a longer car ride for the airport, for the airplane itself, these things are just like entertainment magnets. I'm kind of surprised you don't have one, frankly.
I really like it's your job on this show to sell me on new hardware. So I am surprised myself that I don't have one, because I do always like look at them and wonder if like if I were to get that in my hands, would I play it? Right?
Mhm.
Thousands of games at my disposal at any one time. Why not? And I've kind of dabbled a little bit with just the Steam Deck and emulation, but just to have that compact kind of form factor would be cool.
Yeah, and it just harkens back to, especially for like you can get them in like what would you like to emulate as far as like your experience? Would you like to relive your PSP days? Would you
Mm,
like to have what I consider to be the greatest mobile console with the SP clamshell? Go for it.
yeah.
The Anapic has recently released a series of ones that you would call DS-like, where they have
Okay.
like the dual screens. So it's clamshell, it opens up, it has like the top and the bottom screen. Looks gorgeous. So the thing I'd consider for anybody looking is like not only can you
Why are you looking at me? Why?
I suddenly feel on the hot seat.
Right? Yeah.
But a thing to consider with it is like not it is a fantastic gateway into your kids experiencing smaller, tighter offline games, which are a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It's like good for like little hands and trips and everything else in between. For adults, you can kind of choose your entry point around I loved the DS or the SP or the Game Boy, like the classic Game Boy shape.
Yeah.
And generally you're looking at about $100. So,
not
check,
bad.
check, check. So that's part of it. So we're doing the move. So the Xbox made the trip, Series S, small compact thing, excellent. The Nintendo Switch, like literally in the commercials when they sold the thing, right?
Right.
Handheld emulation. We do have to pour one out for my son's emulator he got for Christmas.
Oh no.
It did die. I'm just like, and the problem, like the best part is, I'm not even sure how to feel about it because, as was reported by him, so he had kind of like a classic Game Boy style emulator, and from what he claimed is that the screen at one point just went like red and then turned off, and he wasn't able to turn it on again.
Right.
But then, as he was running home from school one day, it blasted out of his pocket and slammed on the ground. And at this point, this thing could not be revived. We brought it to even an electronics shop. They could do nothing. This thing has died.
Okay.
So, pour one out, but that one's dead. So we had two emulators down to one.
Right.
So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's sad loss. It's just I don't know that it's going to be replaced it while we're overseas. So we'll have to kind of
Right.
just take the L on that one.
Yeah.
Now here's where this is the part of the decision that kind of hurt.
Okay.
Where I have a gaming laptop back at home. I have a gaming PC tower and a gaming laptop. I intended to sell the gaming laptop and never got around to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there staring at it because the computer that I more effectively use for work is a MacBook Air
Right.
that I had specifically gotten because in the few times that I had to go around and go to an office or go like visit a client or anything else in between, the gaming laptop was goddamn terrible.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
it's heavy as hell. It
Yeah.
is super hot and it's got a battery life that could charitably be given an hour and a half.
Yeah. If you're lucky, yeah, good luck. All right. Yeah.
And we were going, I didn't know the space we would have when we arrived here. And I knew that I wanted to do some co-working. Like I wanted to get out of the apartment because I'm trying to pick up Spanish. I don't want to just be relegated to an apartment. So, but you can't play a lot of games on the MacBook Air. So I'm just like, I'm literally staring at these two devices,
Mm-hmm.
thinking about like, oh God, I need to, like, I have to work because I have to support the family. And this is the better device for that. But if I don't bring the gaming laptop, there's going to be no games to play for
Right.
like the 6 months that we're traveling. And as yeah. So where do you think I landed?
It's a big decision path. Again, like in a game, you're like, okay, which path are you going to take? What stats are you going to build out with?
Yeah. Are you
can do
going
your
to be the
work
cleric?
laptop.
Are you going to be the warrior? Like, what are you going to do? So I come to you tonight recording on the MacBook.
Okay, so you did
Like,
make your choice.
I just like I was looking at all things considered. It's like the games because we had the Xbox. It's a thing. It was about there's a couple of paths and considerations because the Xbox was coming. There was going to be a good amount of games that are more on the PC that would be available to me, and it's like I can't ruin my day job for the sake of this like evening hobby.
Right.
And especially like it's already paid dividends. I can't tell you like this one point I walked like 45 minutes to this co-working space and just operated the entire day without battery and still had that without plugging it in, still had like 50% left to go.
Right. Yeah.
And this is doing like hard. It's just, and then I didn't have to lug like what felt like 50 pounds worth of gear in a big backpack. So
Yeah.
it was the right decision. It still hurts a bit. Like I've been playing Hades 2 on this MacBook, right? And
Oh.
which I was like unbelievably surprised.
Oh, not on the Xbox though? Like not.
No, well, because I don't have it on it. I bought it on PC.
Oh,
I
okay.
bought it
Gotcha.
inside of
Yeah, yeah.
Steam. And I'll say this,
Yes.
I'll be honest, I've sort of misaligned some things because I had Hades 2 on this thing. That kind of softened the blow as far as like the decision.
You're like,
'cause it's
well,
like,
at least I have this one. Yeah.
it's like got the one game I'm playing. And yeah, oh no, I lost my train of thought. I got so excited about Hades. No, yeah, so that but loading up Steam on the MacBook is so sad.
It's a different experience. I was once like you. I think when we started this podcast, that's all I had was the iMac. I'm like, listen, this is all the gaming I can do on PC right now. Like,
It's just a different world. Like you forget how spoiled you are when you load up Steam on, especially if you have like a longer account, like you've had it for a while and you've hit some of those
Totally.
humble bundles, your Steam library is stacked. You
Yeah.
open it up on the Mac and it's like, it's just this thing is just not made for fun.
No, you could try to get parallels or whatever it is now to run something, but yeah, you're gonna be cutting.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. But would you do streaming? Like, would that work? Like, if you could do cloud gaming, or is that like?
I have thought about it. I think we've been pretty blessed with like internet here is I've found it very capable, right? My two concerns would be the distance. I should perhaps give it a try, but there's a couple of things. Like one is that it's not unlimited internet. Like it's
Oh, okay.
fairly, there are some decent ceilings for how much internet you have before you have to pay extra.
Gotcha.
And then it's not as though one of the benefits we had being in North America was that the servers that served up the game were like relatively local. And here it'd have to go overseas.
Gotcha.
So between those two things, it's just not something that I think you can probably pull it off. It's just not something that I've been eager to try muck
Yeah.
around with.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, so things are uploaded. I downloaded a bunch of games on the Xbox, which we'll talk a little bit about shortly. But like that's kind of the gaming setup. The wildest choice to make was sort of do I compromise my work so I can have this gaming PC, or do I work with the more effective device for what I do with the MacBook Air and just kind of like run around with it? And thus it was. So
Yeah.
here's looking at you, Xbox. Let's go.
Yeah. Like, I guess you made the responsible choice. I'll give you that.
It's boring. Yeah, I know. Now I know it would have been nice to have a Steam Deck, Jeff.
Just
Would have been great.
You sell me on a little emulator device, I can sell you on the Steam Deck. That's 20% off.
Oh, I just thought about the entire time I'm packing. Like I could hear you on my shoulder, and it's just like,
why are you buying a Steam Deck?
I don't understand why you just never got a Steam Deck. I don't understand.
Hades 2 was there waiting for you.
It would have been so much better. But even that part of the conversation though becomes like, okay, but then we have like the Switch, and you're telling me like I'm going to bring the Xbox, a computer, the Switch, and a Steam. Like it just starts to become like a lot of goddamn devices for like one trip.
Totally.
Yeah. So even with the Steam Deck, I think I would have had some challenges. But anyways, there's no woe is me. Like everything's here fantastic. It's just like, if anything, I have found it interesting to have landed to kind of spread out a little bit and then like review the gaming choices that were made to try to make this like trip happen.
Yeah. Yeah, what, 5 more months to like regret anything? Like, so
the kids are like, the kids don't notice a damn thing. Like they have their laptops because they need them for school, and then they have like the Xbox. So it's just like, and the Switch. So it's like their gaming life is 100% the same. they had no concept of the drama that went into like the hard decisions that were made as we were packing these suitcases.
You can retell the story later. You'd be like, you know how much I sacrificed. I have a gaming podcast.
We are the #1 dad gaming podcast. Do you understand what I need to play? How much I need to play to stay on top of things? Come on.
Jeff carried the show. How dare you do that to him?
Jeff's been carrying the show for years already.
You would have wanted me to have this. Why didn't you let me have it?
Oh, geez, I was trying to wrap up, but the last thing this is one of those things that just like it weighed on me for bringing. So my Quest 3.
Oh yeah.
Because I really started to get into VR again in like December and November, and especially just for using it for a large flat screen.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite things to do, and even especially with Hades, was to throw it up on what would be considered like a 100-inch TV in front of me.
Right.
Absolutely loved it. And I knew I wasn't going to have monitors. I knew it was going to be kind of a smaller space. So it was just right there. Like that was, honestly, that might have been the hardest choice, even compared to the PC versus MacBook thing, whether or not to bring it. Because that's a bulky ass device.
Yeah.
It is an expensive device, relatively. It is a delicate device. And it's just like all those factors I'm staring at. It's like, I want it so bad.
Yeah.
It would be so cool to have here.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to justify amongst everything else going on.
It's a lot of options. Again, you're carrying capacity. You do not want to be over encumbered. You don't want to be like, I cannot make it.
Yeah. So that's where we ended up. Things are good. I think everything's kind of rolling. I've been playing Hades. I got another game loaded up, which we'll talk about next. But hey, gaming dads, have you had a large move where you've had to make gaming sacrifices for the sake of the move? We'd love to hear about it at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, one of the things, and this affects you, was before we left, one of the games I did not get to play in our game of New Year's was Expedition 33. Right. And that was just like a dagger in my side. That one looked so beautiful and perfect. All my gaming buddies told me about it. And you very much the same. So one of the things I did was before we left, I knew it was on Game Pass. I was not sure about region locks or anything else going on, right? So I made damn sure to download it on the Xbox, which, by the way, like happened on January 1st. I did not break.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Break a covenant. It was in the new year. because I loaded it. So like Expedition 33 sits on the Xbox waiting for me to finally like dive in and check it out. And I've had to like so sternly warn my boys. It's like, do not delete this game. Like I don't know if I can download it again, and I have nothing else I can play this. You don't touch this under punishment of, oh damn, like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Now it's been a similar sort of situation with you with Expedition 33, as far as like it is something that is now like waiting for the queue, although the how you came about it was like slightly different.
Yeah, this is one of the games that we both, I think, were talking about last year and couldn't get.
Almost broke us.
Yeah, right. Like so, my family did end up getting it as a gift for me for Christmas, but I waited until the new year just to see, right? And then I did download it, and I don't have the space for it right now. It's just like one of those games that like I should want to play this thing, right? But I'm just, and maybe it's the lessons taught from last year of just kind of sticking with what you have or what you're playing. But I'm really into Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm still in that world. I'm playing some other games with my kids, and then this one is just like it looks so good. There's a lot of story there that I need to dedicate that space to it, right? So I haven't played it. Like I just haven't got into it. It's sitting there, like much like yourself. It's sitting there on the drive. But no, I haven't hopped in. So
what
we need to hop in together.
Like I was thinking about it myself, because when like I've allowed myself to really expand into Hades 2.
Yeah.
Like that's the game on the docket. Like I'm really close, but I'm just trying not to rush it. As much as I'd like to get to Expedition 33, I almost feel like it's a lesson learned from the year.
Totally.
Is that kind of your takeaway at this point, where it's like any other year where there hadn't been that sort of lack of pressure, call it, because like would you have just jumped shipped and hopped into this thing, or is it because Kingdom Come is just so much your game?
I think I would have hopped ship. I think it would have been like one of those things would be like, okay, now I have 2 games to finish, and like let's see if that happens until the next thing comes out and distracts me again. Totally would have just, oh yeah, let's see what the excitement's about. Let's try to finish. Usually the pull for me is to finish the story of something like this that is so story rich before the spoilers come out, because everybody's on social or even YouTube and stuff, and you just see one thumbnail and you're like, come on. Like it would take you 60 hours of build up to get to something like that, and you're like, well, spoiled. So I don't know. I'm parking this one for my full attention. I am wary of spoilers out there, but it hasn't happened yet, and I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of moved on, which is great. They're on to the next new game. At least a lot of the social sphere is playing Dragon Warrior, I think 7 or something. So I'm gonna wait until I am ready. So maybe we will end up playing this at the same time. Who knows?
Yeah. That'd be some funny timing. Yeah, I've been scared to see anything. Even as like we loaded up this podcast, we like usually on the live stream like to have trailers or whatever playing in the background. There was some trepidation with this game, Expedition 33, because it's like I really don't want to see anything, because I've been able to I've managed to keep it pretty spoiler free. Like I really don't have much of a understanding of what this game's about.
No.
So yeah, it's not really in the zeitgeist at the moment. Everyone's kind of moved on to new things, and for myself, it kind of feels like a lesson for the past year. It's like, no, just you're enjoying this game, expand out, like just play it till you're done, beat it, ideally.
Yeah.
and then move on to the next. So I'll be curious if we both started. When do you think you might? I think I might be playing it before this month is out, but like probably in a couple of weeks. Like I am pretty close to.
Oh, I'm probably not there with you then. I am knee deep in a forest in the medieval times.
Yeah.
With no. Yeah, I don't think I'm even close to the ending of Kingdom Come. So, but yeah, if that changes, I'll let you know and be like, hey,
let's do it together.
I'm in there with you.
We'll live stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah, too good. Hey, gaming dads, do you have a game that's sitting on the shelf that you're rushing to get towards, or just kind of taking your time, expanding into a different world? Reach out to us at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. you'd sent a note during the week
Oh yes.
that that was basically like, "Hey, remind me to talk about Balatro in
Yeah.
class."
Yeah.
And it's like I'm so fascinated. What happened with Balatro in class?
So, I don't know what your high school experience was like,
Yeah.
but I remember back in the day that I, as a teenager, would go into computer class and me and my friends would quickly network the computer together and play like Shadow Warrior. I think we loaded up
Hmm.
Shadow Warrior, which is a pretty
Wow,
like
that's gnarly.
Doom
Yeah.
bloody-esque game, right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing was like, hey, how long can we have this game running before getting caught? And we ended
Mm.
up the whole semester we could play it no problem and still get our work done and not get caught. So it was awesome. Never told my parents because they wouldn't understand and probably not want that. So my 15-year-old comes to me and he's like, yeah, so in my computer tech class, what's funny is that me and my buddies loaded up Balatro. I'm like,
You're like, ah.
and I'm like, how do I approach? I'm like, one, okay. Yeah, I think it's the same threat as Shadow Warrior was, right? Like that's gore violence. This is gambling. Might want to be careful in just what you have on the computers, knowing that you could get kicked off at any time. Like that's against terms. But like also like, do your work first and see where the other thing lands.
Aren't you like, okay, they don't listen to the show yet, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No.
Like you're a little proud of them though, right? Like that's kind of
Totally.
dope.
Totally. Like it like
It's so
also, and not advocating for it, but it is a bootleg version of it on the computers because they had to install it multiple times. Yeah, so it is pretty. I think it's more impressive now because there's so many
Mm.
safeguards around this stuff, right? Because you have people that run the class, they know their stuff. Whereas in the back and like back in my day, I think a lot of everybody was learning at the same time, and the teenagers of what I was probably more knowledgeable than the teacher themselves, right? Like it was just like
Yeah.
something like we can get around, we know shortcuts, we know ins and outs. This one is like, oh, like the Wi-Fi would shut off, right? Like the school understands, whereas we could just do whatever. So yeah, it is impressive, man. I think we'll see how long it lasts. Maybe I come back the next episode and be like, yeah, so my kids like
Yes.
kicked out of the
Expelled.
class. But yeah, no, it's mainly about because I can't just say don't do that, right? He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, and his friends are gonna do it. And he's in with his
I know.
friends. So it's more about
I think
be careful.
there's something about kids getting into some good trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not to say that's not to set a bar where it's like, oh, if your kid's not getting in doing a little bit of trouble, like they're a problem. Like no, because if anything, like I was very much on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like do much that would ever
Mm.
kind of get me into trouble. But like you hear about you had friends or you even like other kids or things like that, like ones that'll just like stir up a little bit of trouble. It's like, yeah, good. Like just like yeah, like and especially when it's harmless. Like harmless is more
Yeah.
like the really important thing. Like this is an utterly harmless thing where they're kind of like goofing off a little bit and they're playing a game when they're not supposed to, where it's sort of like anybody who would find out about it would like it's a head shake, like, oh, you kids.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's not they're not setting teachers' cars on fire. They're goofing
Yeah.
out.
No.
And for me, for some reason, I find it endearing when you see a little bit of that rebellious spirit, like still existing in kids or youth. It's like, oh, good man. You need a bit of that.
Yeah. And I hope the teacher is aware of that too, because the just funny story, the kids I did it with, or like the friends I did with in the high school about loading the games up and stuff, one of them turned out to be ended up being a high school teacher and teaches a tech class and regularly
way.
hacks computers and
Nice.
shows his students how to do it and how to run programs and how to load Minecraft on different servers and all that stuff, and has made a curriculum out of it, right? So
Oh,
I'm
that's cool.
hoping that this teacher is more along those lines, like, oh, like how did you get around those firewalls? Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
figure it out and kind of like, oh, that, you have to be careful of these things and don't do it over here, but kind of have them have a sandbox to play in a little bit. We'll see where that goes. I don't know their teacher, so That parent teacher night hasn't come up yet, and maybe when I'm introduced to them,
Oh.
we'll find out.
You have to keep us posted, but
Yeah.
I'd be curious. Like, I'd be curious for the teacher's perspective when it's good kids doing some banal kind of like fun
Yeah.
goofiness. That's like it's against the rules, but it's like these rules are stupid. So like,
Yeah, they're
don't
not
do it
changing
again.
the school's website
Yeah.
or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
You pull them into like the office after. It's like guys, just stop it, okay?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like we all
Right.
did this type of thing, but just don't do that anymore, okay?
Right.
Like that, like I love it. Like I love that type of stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
It is reassuring to hear this stuff like exists again.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll see. Like again, it could go one of two ways. This whole show is really about like choose your own adventure, right? Like you with the devices, and then my kid with gambling in class. We'll see.
Yeah. He instead creates like an underground like kid casino. Just like, okay, you're now flirting laws. You're skirting
Yeah.
laws that you should not. Like the police are gonna have to get involved if you don't stop this gambling ring.
I did float the idea of him like, oh, you have to be smart about it and maybe start a student club, but call it like computer tech club, and then just really run blood. Just use the system. I don't know.
No, things that involved a bit more of good-natured computer like wizardry and working together would be that you had mentioned in the previous episode your newfound enjoyment of Valheim.
Yeah.
And I swear, like the most on-brand thing for the show is you'd set up an online server for you and your kids, and you guys all played Valheim together. Is this right?
Yeah, no, that was I think you had mentioned last episode, like, hey, if you get your kids involved, I'm like, yes, I will. So my 15-year-old was very much involved, not so much my 12-year-old, but we set up a server, immediately played, and like, man, it is the funnest, like the time that we had in there, it was just pure. I want to relate it to parenting as well, because it was fun, but it was also like, what are you doing? So just an example of that is like, I'm at home, right, building our little cabin because we need shelter and ability to craft, and then all of a sudden he's on the voice chat running and yelling at me saying, you know, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm like, what'd you do? And I look out, right? I look out from the distance on the hill of this beautiful island, right? He's running towards the camp with a horde of enemies chasing him.
Son, what have you done?
Exactly. Like,
child, why would you do this?
Right? He's like, don't worry, it could have been worse. I had like, there's trolls in there that just can wreck stuff.
Oh, wow.
But he's like, no, these are just low level guys. There's just a lot of them and need your help. So it was just, I had to laugh, and it was funny, and I clipped that stuff. It's just so many memories that created in like a game like this, where it is that sandbox and you can have fun in it and also have a parenting role still. So I had a blast. It was fun. Like we played for 2 hours, which is like a crazy amount of time for a gaming dad at once.
Have they asked to play again since? Like, do you think this would be a recurring thing, or was it more of a, hey, this is fun, let's check it out?
Oh no, they've asked to play again. They've looked up some tips and tricks, of course, right? They've done their research. I'm like,
yeah, of course.
Okay, sure, all right.
Min-max this thing.
Yeah. So they're looking at loading it up when they can. They do have regular game time in D&D with their friends, but they do want to play again and get into the server, which is great. They've since again done their research, but also looked into mods. I'm like, okay, hold on, let's just
slow your roll.
Let's just get into the game. We've done the first boss, that was it. So like, let's try to do more and chip away at it. So I'm hoping it's regular. That would be a fun, again, just fun times.
Especially if you can get your youngest involved too. Like if it was, that seems like such an awesome game to have multiple.
Yes, yeah.
Like a whole like two at very least is like great, but to like further that out to it's a whole like family affair. Like, man, the type of like hijinks you could get into would be just fantastic.
Right, and they're very different personalities. So I'm pretty sure my 12-year-old will be at base, building up the base and like lovely like rooms that we could all live in with beds and nighttime like nightside tables. And then again, my oldest is out there causing chaos. So
oh yeah, just setting the other half of the island on fire.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm hoping that the the younger one gets involved. So
It's like, yeah, I started to steal troll babies, and now like the whole clan is looking for me. Is this? Is that cool, guys? It's like, I'm just trying to create a farm, man. Like, come on.
I'm just waiting for like the the overworld updates to be like, you angered the Viking god of whatever, and you're like, what'd you do? What'd you do?
Why would you smite? Why would you spit in his face like this? Please.
Why are you sacrificing that right now? We're not ready.
Keep us posted, but I don't know. There's just stuff like that where that is entirely the purpose of like New Dad Gaming, right?
Totally,
where it's like it's one of those core, like we've lost. It's funny to say, like we've lost so much because they continue to get old, and it's just like different phases. But one of the cooler parts of the phases is as they become older and more adept, and especially at capable of these type of games, it's like all these new type of experiences that present themselves to us.
Yeah, no, again, it's just a great time. I'm trying to like live and absorb these moments too, right? Because they are so precious, and different phases, different games, and you get to kind of play what you want at times. So it's great.
Win. Hey, gaming dads, hope you guys are having the same type of experiences. And if you are, right into the show, let us know at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com, because with that, we're going to wrap up for the week. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you like the show, what would really help us out is if you do find us. So we're on Spotify, iTunes, Caster, Podcast, anywhere where you get your podcast listening pleasures. Go ahead and find New Dad Gaming. Give us a subscription, especially if you do. If you can leave a rating and a like, I cannot emphasize how much that helps the show as far as like reach. Gets us out to as many gaming dads as possible. Maybe we start a Valheim server.
Yeah.
Anything else in between? If you have like questions or thoughts or show notes, do you have suggestions for what we might talk about? Do you have a story? Do you have something to pitch? Anything in between, reach out to us. Again, I'll mention it again at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Everybody, can't thank you enough for listening. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old, and maybe I'm looking for another gaming device, Trevor. Maybe you sold me on something today. So,
well, you get a retro. I'll get the future with the Steam Deck.
Perfect.
Whole bunch of things.
That's right.
I'm not sure if they deliver here. We'll have to figure that out. I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody, just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
All right. See you next week.
See you later.